Hey, bro, you got a second?
Yeah, what's up?
So, I'm actually going to re sign Hurdle. I'm not going to trade him to you.
Oh, okay then.
But we're cool, right?
Yeah, no, we're good.
You sure?
Dude, come on. We're fine. We're fine.
Alright then, if we're good,
What are you getting all worried about?
it seems like you're upset.
Look, if I had any issues with you, I would let you know.
Yeah, I'm going to go away now.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team, that is a dub. We don't lose 2 in a row, baby. We don't do it. We haven't done it in a month. We're not going to do it anytime soon. That is not how the Boston Bruins roll. It ain't what we do. Facing the Jets, 6-3-1 in their last 10. They're feisty, man. That was a feisty game. It feels like the scouting report on the Boston Bruins is get rough and tough. Because I feel like the past couple of weeks, every team has been like, well, let's try to beat you physically. And although we're not the biggest team, we keep winning, which is a good sign for the playoffs when teams play really physical and you're still able to win. I'm just saying. I feel good about this win. I feel bad about some things, but I feel good about the win. Last time we played them, it was a 3-2 victory. Close, tightly fought battle, just like this one. All eyes on Andrew Kopp? No, probably not. But you were kind of watching him just a little bit, thinking, have the gears turning. I don't think we're acquiring that guy. Hellebuck has a 3.7 goals allowed average over the last 7 starts, but he has a winning record. The team in front of him can put goals in the net. Now, they're pretty moderate as far as season statistics in most categories, and Hellebuck is a little ways away from his Vezina seasons. But this is a solid team that is fighting for their life, that still is kind of trying to make a push at the playoffs, so you just can't take them lightly at all. Guys, short shift podcast. It's a podcast that I am lucky enough to be a part of. We talk Bruins. We have a good time. It is a podcast that is not just people drolling on about the team. We try to bring a lot of personality to it. We have a lot of fun. It's kind of like a beers with the boys kind of vibe. Come check it out. You can find it on Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. But we are trying to make a little push to grow that podcast. We're steadily growing. But we'd like to make a bigger push on that. So check it out if you will. Olmark is going to start for the Boston Bruins. Studnicka is in as 1C, which was interesting because Bergeron is again out. There is no update whether it will only be 2 games as first projected or if it's going to be longer. Again, I don't really care as long as he's healthy in a couple weeks. The rest of the lines return to the norm that we got used to seeing. Pasta's 500th game. Neat. I don't know. I don't have like a lot of prep for this video because I'm not really sure what to talk about. We are in game 62. It's getting a little bit like, all right, ready for the trade deadline, and then I'm ready for the playoffs. That's kind of where I'm at right now. At least with the trade deadline, we might have a new player to talk about. Can't guarantee that, though. Puck drops in 4:44 into the game. Ehlers just walks through Riley. Just splits the D, and Riley can't hold on to him. Ends up, I guess it was hooking or tripping or something that got called here. I'm not even exactly sure what the call was. It looked like a hook to me, but less than 5 minutes in the game, Ehlers is going to get a penalty shot. And I'm real worried because it's not Swayman in net, and no offense to Olmark, but Swayman is on the books saying he likes shootouts, he likes the breakaways. Olmark in his history has not liked them as much, but it's okay because Ehlers is going to take care of it himself. This is the worst penalty shot / shootout attempt I have seen since Pasta a couple months ago, just with the abysmal attempt. I couldn't even describe it to you. Ehlers just walks down the ice slowly and chucks it at the pad. Doesn't even go 5-hole. Like, he misses 5-hole, just chucks it off the pad. Ullmark's sitting there going, thank you. I stopped the shot. I deserve credit. And Ehlers is going, yeah, sure, well, okay. That's a defeated man. Why is he defeated? This team should still be giving it the good fight. The old college try. At that moment, I went, oh, maybe they're sleepwalking. Maybe we can do a little thing here. This was a really rough and tough game. But that moment was a game changer, I think. And unfortunately, 10 minutes into the game, we have given up 4 pressured breakaways where, like, we have a guy on their back, but they're definitely behind us and get a one-on-one with Ullmark. They've missed the net once and then 3 saves by Ullmark. Ullmark didn't have to do a ton this game, but the moments that he had to make saves, he had to make saves. There wasn't a lot of easy stuff that went his way until early in the third period, and not all of those got stopped. But at that 10-minute mark, Grizz is going to go to the penalty box for a high hit. We're going to kill this penalty beautifully. And about 5 minutes left in the period, we are going to go on the power play. Wheeler is going to go for slashing. Holy shit, was this a soft call. The refs were very erratic tonight. Really soft call, but you take the power play. You do have a scary moment on it. Pasta takes an Ullmark pass. They cleared it in. Ullmark passes to Pasta. Pasta goes to kick it with a skate, but has to kind of extend and then falls down. Looks like he pulls something. I'm kind of waiting for more news after the game. He did come back to the game. He did continue to play. I'm wondering if there might be some maintenance days off after this. And we have a couple days in a row we're off. But a pulled muscle hurts, and there's no reason to try to make it worse. So you might see Pasta miss a game for this. I wouldn't be that surprised. Good power play overall. Weren't able to bury anything on it. And that's your first period. It's a little back and forth. It's a little physical. Not a lot happening, though. Second period starts, though, and we're going to have some unlikely heroes, starting with our boy Jakey, who's going to force a turnover by attacking the point in our defensive zone. Puck gets past him, but barely. Studnicka is there with a heads-up play, sees Marchand on the left wall across the ice. Clean tape to tape right there. Marchand goes flying. DeBrusk goes flying. It's a 2-on-1. Marchand's feed to DeBrusk, though, is off the ice. High. DeBrusk is able to smack it down and basically in one motion ship it right back because Marchand's on the doorstep for a tap-in. This play is all DeBrusk. I mean, no, everyone involved did a good job, but DeBrusk with the settle and the easy pass back, great play by him. Huge. And we're going up 1-0 relatively early in the second. What's even more interesting is 6 minutes in, Howla gets dropped to the fourth line and Nosek gets dropped. He gets dropped so far he comes back around. Nosek gets dropped to the second line. They're going to swap a Rooney and Cheese. I thought it was a good move. I thought Howla had a very bad game up to this point and would not really recover. The fourth line did get a little more energy, a little more pep in their step. I thought Foligno had a very underrated game. But it was interesting to see that get shaken up. I wonder if it's something that Sweeney was watching and kind of like, yeah, I mean, I know 2C's on our list. Really curious to see what the result of the trade deadline is here because, I mean, there's some obvious question marks. Howla's one of them, even though he's been mostly serviceable in that role. Just 2.5 minutes after our first goal, the sequence line goes to work. Coyle with a quick re-entry. Tries to attack the slot with a lateral move. He gets held up physically. Puck gets skittered through. Smith is taking bodies in the center of the slot, so no one's able to reach for that puck. Freddie just swipes it. Hellbuck comes out to attack, and Freddie goes around. And Hellbuck didn't even make that much of a overcommitment, but he did by about this much space between his left pad and the post. And Freddie is there, goes around him, and as he's going past the net, is able to scoop and flick it into the open net in that tiny little space. Nice hands by the boy, Trent Frederick, and Jake DeBrusk with the big plays. And that's 2-0. And you don't feel safe. You shouldn't feel safe because this team hasn't been great at holding those leads. And it doesn't take, there's enough talent on the Winnipeg team. 2 goals can come quick. I said this after the second period, which we're getting there. I'm not safe. I don't feel safe. I was super right, and I hate that. About midway through the period, Haula is going to truck Hellebuck, and he was going for the puck, but this is a bad play by him. Try to avoid the goalie. It's goalie interference. I thought that was a good call. You can't just go through the guy. This is a terrible time to take a penalty. We are dominating, and again, you'll find out in a second on my next point, we're dominating this period. Don't give them that power play. They get 0 shots on that power play, though. We snuff them out again. And at 7:22 left of the period, almost 13 minutes into the period, they finally get a shot on net. We have been out shooting them. At this point, I believe it's 11-0. Or no, 15. It's 15-0 in shots so far through this period. It is a Blake Wheeler breakaway, but Ullmark makes a huge save. Completely cold, has to make a save on a breakaway. He does it. Awesome. Awesome. And they went almost 17 minutes between shots on net. That is a really good period right there. Because I think it was around 4 minutes left of the first when they actually got their last shot on net. Awesome. Just after that, Marchand for tripping. Another fucking penalty. We kill it again. Because 30 seconds into it, Dubois cross-checks forward. Another soft call on the Jets. Tough. But we're going to go to 4v4. Scary moments, but we get through it. We have 30 seconds of power play. We don't get anything on that. Third period starts. And this is why I didn't feel safe. All momentum for Winnipeg to start the period. 2:30 in, and it's a failed clearance. And then it's horrid defense by DeBrusk, who slides by Svechnikov. And then Clifton, who slides by Svechnikov. Svechnikov takes a shot from the middle of the slot. Lowry, I guess, gets a tip on this. This was changed later in the game that they had informed us that it was a Lowry goal. Good for him. It's 2-1, 2.5 minutes in. Now, when I played deck hockey when I was little, and I ended up playing deck hockey for a long time, but my little brother played for a couple seasons. Maybe just 2, literally 2. And you know how you have the shin pads? They really go from your knee down to your shin. He spent more time sliding on the slick ground into players, into the puck. He would just throw his stick. He just was not, he didn't like athletics in general. He just liked to slide at people and hit them. Spent more time doing that than actually playing the game. And he was fucking terrible. He was awful at it. That is the same thing as DeBrusk or Clifton just sliding by. I stayed on your feet. That's lazy defense. He didn't even sell the shot that well. Like, come on. Lazy defense. That's what results in the goal. And then a minute 30 later, we lose a board battle in the ozone. We are too lazy recognizing the play. It's Nosek who jumps up, gets caught high. It's a 3-on-2 the other way. And Ehlers is just, he's just going to beat Ullmark low. That's 2-2. We're not even 5 minutes into the third. And it's 2-2. It's a tie game. We had a 2-0 lead. Brutal. Brutal. 7 minutes in. Penalty kill time. It is too many penalties. But Pasta for tripping. Every penalty was followed by a player vehemently arguing. Vehemently. This seemed like tripping. It seemed like a soft trip. But it seemed like tripping to me, I guess. I'm not really sure. But we kill off the penalty. Because that's what you got to do. And you got to think about the adversity at this point. You're midway through the third. You had a 2-goal lead. You lost it. All momentum in an away barn. You got to dig deep at this point. You do. That flight to Winnipeg sucks, I'm sure. But you've been the better team. You've put 40 shots up on them. You're not really getting goalied. You just haven't had the right finish on a few of these. Be the better team. And you get a chance with the power play. 7 minutes, 8 minutes left. Nope, no dice. The power play actually didn't look that bad. We just couldn't buy one. With about 5 minutes left, we do get another one. It's Dylan over the glass. Brutal. Delay of game. It's power play time. And this goal is dirty and gross, and it's the way I like him. It's McAvoy from the top of the slot. He's going to whip it into the slot, and Coyle's going to block it. And then he's going to hammer at it. And then, of course, it's not going to get all the way in on Hellbuck, but Hall is there to also hammer at it. And the more hammering that happens, the more likely it goes in the net, right? And they hammer just enough times to beat Hellbuck. 3-2. We're going to get an empty net. There's a scary moment because at 1:26 left, as Hellebuck is going to the bench, Howla is going to go for tripping. It's going to be 6-on-4. We do kill it. We probably get away from it with a tripping call on Coyle. It is really a cute moment because it's 3-on-2. We go up the ice. Coyle gives it to Smith, who gives it to McAvoy, who has the open net. Any one of them could have scored in the open net. None of them wanted to be selfish. It was really cute. And that's your final 4-2 game notes. Howla had a terrible game. I assume he starts the next game back on 2C. I think they're going to go right back there. People have bad games. It happens. I mean, you saw Freddie got dropped from the third line a couple of weeks ago. They put him right back there. That line's been cruising since. It happens. I'm not totally like panicking if Howla is our 2C going forward through the season. No matter what move we make, I still think we're an underdog going into the playoffs. We literally can't make enough moves to catch up to some of the teams ahead of us. We just need to be hot at the right time. And who knows? Maybe we've got a little more grit than these other teams. I don't know. Howla, tough game. Tough look. Ullmark was mostly good. I didn't love both of those goals, but I'm not really... If that Lowry tip had a big part of it, I haven't seen the slow-mo replay of that. For the first goal, and then Ehlers is just a great... He's a really good shot. So I'm going to leave that alone. Ullmark had a mostly good game. Stud, not great, but he was good. He was good. I still believe he's an NHL player. I think last time he was sent down, we all kind of agreed that like he's an NHL player. We're just not sure where he slots yet. But he was okay. He didn't blow my mind, but he definitely belonged out there. So that's good. All right, guys, that does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. This is kind of a weird episode. It just felt like there wasn't a lot going on in this one. But hey, we're going to go play Montreal. I'm sure we're going to have plenty to talk about. But before we get there, it's the trade deadline. Monday, 3 o'clock. I'm going to probably be making a video about that. I wish I could take off work for that. I don't think it's going to work. But hey, go Bees!